Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another day, another Hollywood After Dark. It, of course, is January 22nd, 2023. Damn, I'm way off by a whole year. Tonight we're going to be talking about Avatar 2, Slapping Cheeks, the $2 Billion Club, as well as a lot of other funny stuff with Zack Snyder, Justice League selling the Netflix. Let's effing go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. It is, of course, Sunday night. It is, of course, another episode, Hollywood After Dark. Also, yeah, by the way, I know that The Last of Us is on right now. Blue Jay dropping a $2 super right off the bat. Thank you very much. It's another excellent episode. I haven't seen it yet. No fucking spoilers. It's not that I don't want to watch it. I'm going to watch it tonight after we're done. And then, of course, it's just, I got to get to it. It's like I have to go out to work tonight. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to be I went out driving. Like, I don't even know why I go out driving anymore. I should just go get a fucking job. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, whether it's the price of eggs is too damn high, or like gas is going up again, or like the inflation, it's getting crazy out there. I literally went out for 2 hours, made $20. Lowest it'd been in a long ass time. I should just come home and just watch The Last of Us. That's what I should have done. Holy crap. Thank you for that, though. Appreciate that. Ryan here says, I want to show you a trailer for a lot. Yeah, we can show it to me, message it to me over there on on the thing, on the Discords there, Ryan. Appreciate that, buddy. So like I said, guys, we were a little bit late tonight. I wanted to start at 9:30 tonight. One of the reasons why that didn't happen was because I was putting together a bit of a clip show, if you will. I had to get it done because we're going to be talking about some Zack Snyder stuff, obviously. But Garrick here with another $5 supers kicking off. Thank you, buddy. Says Angry Joe. Well, that's your problem right there. You're watching Angry Joe. What point is it to watch that guy anymore? You know, I mean, where's the blistering hot takes saying that Shazam 2 looks boring, inconsequential, and pointless? Do I think he has a point, or is he just a little bit bitter over Cavill leaving? Angry Joe is an adult male crying about Henry Cavill not playing Man of Steel anymore. No, look, Shazam 2 has always been in a precarious position. Let's be fair. All right, like the first Shazam, where does it fit? Where does it fit? We don't really know, because it was all meant to be leading up to Black Adam, which then The Rock was like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to play with this toy that I spent all this time and money bringing to the big screen. And then after that, he's like, let's like Black Adam v Superman, but still the Shazam's like, hey guys, I'm over here. Well, I want to play in the two. So Shazam's in a bit of a weird and precarious place. I don't think it's boring. I think Shazam's grounded as all hell. I think the Shazam family is great. David F. Sandberg did an amazing job directing the first movie. It had a lot of vibe of a 1980s family movie, a little bit of horror, a little bit of comedy, a little bit of action, a little bit of adventure. You could easily see that movie coming out in the summer of 1985. You know what I mean? Like, that's the vibe that it gave out. So I don't know how a grown man who still calls himself angry and has his entire world surrounded by video games and plastic vinyl Funko Pops can call something inconsequential and pointless. No, Joe, like, man, Angry Joe is just annoying as all hell at this point, man. Like, it's so freaking weird. How some of these, and I get it. Look, I get it, guys. Let me explain to you how the YouTube game works. And a lot of you already kind of know this, but I'll just kind of like run you through a little bit of the memory lane. YouTubers are always fighting for like whatever spotlight they can get, right? Because that's how relevancy happens. That's how you maintain an audience, right? So you have to figure out the best possible way in order to get that audience to stick around. Generally speaking, like, Angry Joe is more dark side Phil at this point than he is like, Jim Sterling back in the day. All right. Like, people watch Angry Joe to watch him lose his shit. They watch Angry Joe not because they're getting heavily informed about what's going on, because they want to see a middle-aged man wearing a Superman t-shirt throw money at a webcam while cussing out a company that he literally has to use in order to maintain the lifestyle that he's built for himself. And no shade to Joe for being able to figure out how to make it work. No shade at all. Quite frankly, I mean that literally. Like, good for him. He's probably a fucking millionaire as a result of this specific, way of going about it. But the thing is, you still have to realize that when you were big in 2010 to 2015, and here it is 7-8 years removed, and now you've got a bunch of these younger kids coming in with their TikToks and their Instagram reels and their YouTube shorts, and they're pulling in more views and more influence and more subs than you do, because you now cater to an older audience. That's got to be a little bit debilitating. All right. That's got to be a little bit debilitating at this particular point. So you got to always think of a way to get people in the door. And that's going to be with exceptionally stupid takes, right? Exceptionally dumb thought process, because he doesn't add anything to the conversation anymore. Like Angry Joe was relevant when the 360 was brand new. There you go. That Irrational here says Angry Joe is good when he calls out EA Sports, and some of his game reviews are pretty good. His reviews are good. I'm not going to call out the reviews. I've always felt he's put a lot of time and effort into the reviews. But I was talking with somebody today about Patio Commentary. I was talking about Patio Commentary, and I brought up Caravan of Garbage by Mr. Sunday. Was it Mr. Sunday Movies, whatever his name is? And a friend of mine that I'm talking to had mentioned the fact that he was like, oh yeah, I've watched him since like day one, and I used to love his stuff when he would have 1-2 videos a week that were like heavily curated and heavily edited and had thought behind it. And then now when he starts putting out videos every single day, it's just like he's just churning out content, and he kind of fell off a little bit. And I realize that happens a fair amount with these content creators, and I'm in the same fucking boat, mind you. Like, I'm literally in the same boat. All right. So this is like very much a self-reflection type situation. What you have is a constant need to feed the machine. All right. Think of it like a raging forest fire. Like you are the fire. In order to keep it raging, you've got to keep feeding it. And that's what a lot of these content creators get caught up. Why the clickbait, why the rage bait ends up being like the big factor, because that's what they have to do to survive, because that is exactly how a lot of this stuff is. Let's see. Jess here for 5. Thank you, buddy. Says, to be fair, most YouTubers are just characters we enjoy. You sell yourself in a way that attracts viewers. And yes, some rely too much on it. I would say this. I would say a lot of people sell themselves as a character, but it ultimately becomes debilitating because they get stuck being that character. Angry Joe is going to always be Angry Joe. Like, it doesn't matter. He has to get mad. He has to get angry. He has to yell and scream and throw things at the camera and be like, you fucked up. You fucked up. Right? It's very much a lot of that mindset where, and I did the same thing a number of years ago. Who I'm right now speaking to you right now, largely is how I am in a lot of conversations. Like, this is a slightly exaggerated version of me, but it's still very much me. Like, that is the whole point, and like my takes here are the same takes I give. The jokes I say here are the same kind of jokes I say privately. And that's just me. That's who I am. Is there an audio delay? There might be. StreamYard was acting up a little bit at the beginning, Rhea. So there's definitely that. Jess here says you retired Mundane Matt and evolved. Yeah, well, I would argue that Mundane Matt was kind of retired for me. But I'm not, I'm not necessarily at the point of going like, it was a good thing. It was a good thing. Now, Rational here does say some of his anger is warranted, especially in the Cyberpunk 2077 review. Yeah, look, there are always going to be like, a broken clock is always right twice a day. Okay. Like, you can even look at like the Phantom Menace or those knuckle dragging chuckle fucks and be like, yeah, every once in a while, like you agree with one of their takes. Like right now, everyone pretty much hates Velma. I've been trying to watch it. I'm on episode 4 right now. I keep falling asleep. while watching Velma. I think I laughed out loud twice and like cutaway bits and like episode 3. You know what I mean? But otherwise it's not very funny, but I've been trying to watch it, not out of hate, because I'm like legitimately curious if it's ever going to be a thing. Danny here says you should have kept Mundane Matt. No. How would I have kept it? How would I have kept it? Go into YouTube right now and just type in like Mundane Matt and see what pops up. There's like literally no reason to keep it. Like, it's just, no, it's let it die. And I wanted it to die before then anyway. Let's see. H Bars here says Alex on Angry Joe movie reviews is insufferable. Which one is Alex? I don't watch his movie reviews, because I remember he like flip-flopped, right? He flip-flopped. I think it was on like The Last Jedi or something like that. At first he was like against it, and then he was like for it, or maybe it was The Rise of Skywalker, but there was like one where he ended up like jumping the other direction. I thought it was pretty funny. So, you know, I had to always kind of laugh at that. Let Velma die. It's going to. They're dropping 2 episodes at a time. They want to get through it. I'm just waiting for like that last episode, like reveal, when you're going to find out like it's actually good. You know what I mean? Alex is the white guy with a beard. Is he like the fat white guy? Like, is that the thing? Ryan here says the YouTuber formerly known as Mundane Matt. Yeah, exactly. Formerly known. Gotta love it. And I'm okay with that too. Is Gotham Knights toast? The game or like the show? No one's talking about the game. Like, no one. I don't even know. Like, that game came and went faster than like anything else. I don't know. Alex is the tall motherfucker. Vin Frost here says Alex is the really buff white dude with the beard. I don't. Let me look those up here. Angry Joe Alex. All right. Who is this guy? I don't watch Angry Joe. Oh. Man. Okay. It's so funny because like he looks like a younger, like slimmer version of Joe. Joe's just, I hate to say this as a fat guy. Joe's gotten so fat. Like he's just like, he's got like pandemic fat. And again, like a lot of us gained weight during the pandemic, so no shade. But like you look at Joe from like 2014 and you look at Joe now and you're just like, dude, what happened? What happened, Joe? What happened? Why? Just like you live in the South. But anyway, I'm just saying like, and it's not fat shaming. All right. I'm still fat, right? I got belly fat, right? You slap my thighs, they jiggle for hours. It's a good way to kind of like hypnotize myself to go to sleep. So there's that. McLeod here says a decent amount of the reaction/review side of YouTube has been falling down the fandom NSS rabbit hole lately, especially the likes of Angry Joe and Tyrone Magnus, given how much they've been chugging down a lot of Critical Drinkers content. Yeah, I don't understand why people go towards Critical Drinker as really being like anything of value. All right. Danny here says, hey, now I'm pandemic fat. I've been fat my whole life. The pandemic didn't really help. But I'll tell you what does help. Metformin. It keeps my type 2 diabetes in check. Actually, it does help with weight loss too, but it's like, it's, you know, I look at myself, I'm a barrel chested person with like T-Rex arms. So like, it doesn't look good from like a side view. Like I said, I look like I'm naturally designed to survive tumbling off of the Niagara Falls. So there's that. Angry Joe isn't a chud, though he calls out the chuds. He's chud-like. He's getting kind of chuddy. Am I pulling a Ryan Kittle and am I bringing up his weight? Dude, did you not hear the other part of that where I made fun of myself for being fat either? I'm just saying it's like this kind of crap, man. Like it really ends up like, there's that. Let's see. Blue Jay here says Tyrone Magnus makes reaction videos to Critical Drinker. Does he? I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I have no freaking idea. Drinker gets numbers and it's very sad. Here's the thing with that. It's like, okay, what you got to understand about Critical Drinker, right, is like, you got to okay, this is a true phenomenon, by the way. This is a true fucking phenomenon. If you were to look at Critical Drinker's like breakdown of his analytics, right? The demographics of his particular viewership would largely, in my opinion, largely be in the United States. Okay. It would largely be in the United States because for some fucking reason, we live in this very weird societal space where if a person speaks with an accent, like a recognizable authoritative accent, they're generally met with like a greater resolve by people. Like they're like, people tend to believe, Americans tend to believe that if you speak with an accent, you are just naturally more intelligent. We truly believe that here in the States. I'm not even making that up, right? Okay, think of it like this, right? And this is going to sound bad, but here's the thing. When you've got people who like live in India and they work in call centers, you know what I mean? And it's like someone calls you and you hear the accent. That accent is like, unfortunately, there's like a certain societal response to that accent. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, great, I'm getting another one of these phone calls. But here's the thing. I've met numerous people all throughout my life coming from that part of the world. Wonderfully intelligent, wonderfully kind and sweet and empathetic and good people. But because of how in our society, we tend to view people with that kind of accent as being second class or in some cases scammers, that ends up like really hindering how some people view them. It's the same thing that happens when you have a predominantly white area that starts getting, that people start looking at Hispanics that way. Happened in California, it's like, trust me, like that kind of racism happens all the time. It's very under the skin, but it happens. And so it's terrible and we shouldn't do it. It's bad. But when you start to look at it from the perspective of like an authoritative source, someone like Critical Drinker comes on in and just sounds like he's more intelligent than he is. He can speak well. So people tend to go, oh, well, here's this British fellow and he knows what's going on. He can tell me how to write a good story. He's clear. He's published ebooks. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what it boils down to here. Bring on the entertainment podcast. Thank you for $2. Says you should rebrand as Jarbo. What is it, like Jarb.o, right? Should I do that like 2.0 sort of thing? That's pretty funny. Rhea here says, you guys are talking about Velma. Yeah. Gary here says there's some rather revealing selectivity in Critical Drinker's editing. Explain. I don't watch enough of the content to really to see that. Would I ever consider streaming with Rich from ReviewTech? Yeah. Yeah, no, I like Rich. I like Rich quite a bit. Phantom NSL here says, yeah, Magnus makes reaction videos to pretty much every Critical Drinker video now. It's crazy. Tyrone Magnus is like the absolute pinnacle of piece of shit content creator. There's not an original thought in that dingus's brain, period. Like, look, you guys don't probably remember what it was like to watch like everything that stupid idiot had built just get destroyed and demolished from one video from grade A under A, which again came out in this funny kind of authoritative, what was it, like Welsh accent? I don't know if he's Welsh or not. I was like, he's kind of like Scottish or Irish. He's somewhere in that particular, but again, he comes out, he's like, right, mate, yeah, fucking reaction videos, man. Right? Like if you, right? I don't know, man. But he's got this accent about him, right? But he says it comedically and he says it authoritatively. And that ended up really sparking a lot of people to go, yeah, these React channels are just stupid, right? And that ended up causing an entire shift in the platform. The whole platform went different. Like the whole platform did its thing. Shifted around on that one back in 2016, and it just tanked his views. And like all those React channels practically died overnight, just like in 2013 when YouTube got rid of the reply function, the reply video feature that so many of us actually really liked and I still wish was a thing, but they got rid of it because all of these like scantily clad women were just making these reply girl videos that were just being used as a way to like bolster their own channel, and that's literally what happened. That's like literally what went down. It was crazy. Garrick here for 5. Thank you, buddy. He says, people like Critical Drinker and Chris Score spout the same crud. Hollywood is woke. Movies are so much better in the 80s, etc. You know, here's the thing with that, man. I'll tell you this. You know why do you think movies were better in the 80s and 90s? Because they didn't have a fucking barrier for reference. They didn't have a point of reference for what came before it. Motherfuckers like Chris Gore and Critical Drinker are like me. Guess what? I was born in 82. I was born in 1982, which means my entire childhood was full of movies from the fucking 80s. I didn't watch movies from the 70s. I didn't watch movies from the 60s very often. You know, I watched movies from the 80s. I watched kids' films produced by Steven Spielberg. I saw movies made by George Lucas. I didn't really watch a lot of shit that came before 1977. Because that shit was 5 years before I was even born. So of course I never saw it. Of course I never engaged with it. Everything I had as a cultural point of reference as a child came out as it came out. Everything I had, 1987, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a cartoon show. All right. Not only that, but we had like fucking G.I. Joe. And you had like all the other cartoon shows at the Thundercats, right? The Simpsons, fuck whatever Disney had. This is all the shit that all of these people had growing up. So there's no point of reference for them before then, which is why they, much like the boomers of today that want to go back to this weird fictionalized version of 1950s America with the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids and the single income family, which is a complete misnomer and a fucking fallacy. All right. But that's the shit. That's the fucking shit that they want to go into. And so this is the same nonsense, right? Go back. I literally implore you, go back and watch The Last Starfighter again. Okay. Some movies are meant to stay in your childhood. All right. Like I loved that movie as a kid. I fucking adored that movie as a kid. I tried watching it again as an adult. It doesn't hold up. And I'm going to give you another banger. I'm going to give you another one you're going to fucking disagree with me on. 1989 Batman has so many weird things in that movie that like Tim Burton wouldn't even make that movie again today. There's a lot of really, really, really dumb decisions made for 1989 Batman, but it checks all the boxes and it's still a fun movie to watch. But man, it gets a little bit hard in some of those scenes. Because of the way he did it, because of the way it was edited. I mean, look, also, by the way, if you know anything about how Batman 1989 was like done, they were still filming it in the beginning of 1980. I think they actually filmed it early in 1989 and then released it very quickly, which now makes a lot of sense when I think back on it. But that's why people like these guys think things are like that from back in the day. All right. That's why they think they're like this from back in the day, because that's their childhood. That's their point of reference. That's what they want to go back to. They want that warm, cuddly, fuzzy feeling of curling up with a box of popcorn and a blanket on a Saturday night, watching movies with mommy and daddy and never having a care in the world. They want to remember what it was like on a Saturday night when they were fucking 13 and they went out with their friends to go watch the goddamn Sandlot. You know what I mean? Like, this is what they want. This is what they want to go back to. They want to go back to being a child, being carefree, when guess what? The world didn't fucking expect shit from you. The world didn't expect you to stand up and actually like do something with your fucking life. The world was just like, you're a child, enjoy childish things. And now they're adults like, but I still want my childish things. But guess what? Now you fucking bleeding idiots, you've got goddamn responsibilities, and once you crack the age of fucking 30, people really start expecting things from you. And so if you're sitting there crying that your media is not catering to the what the fans want by wanting them to go back to a time when, trust me, it ain't all that better. All right, go back and watch Masters of the fucking Universe. I love that movie even to this day. Got a lot of problems with it. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of issues with it. Go back and watch the Superman 3 and 4. Especially 4, right? I mean, like, some of those movies just do not last. But other movies do. Fucking Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, anything by Don Bluth in the 80s was godsend. Spielberg, Lucas, all that shit. A lot of, I mean, but even Lucas had fucking Howard the Duck, which, like, is a classic. And I don't give a fuck what anyone has to say. I love that goddamn movie, flaws and all. You can still love the stuff from back then, but understand, literally look at what we have in front of us now. Look at like nearly the photorealistic graphics that we see in Avatar, right? The photorealistic graphics that we see in this movie that took 13 years to come out, but this is how far technology has gone. And by the time the franchise is over, think about just how good the rest of the franchise is going to look. That is where we fucking are. But no, for some reason, it's woke, it's terrible, it's bullshit. No, it's not. These guys are just, they're, man, the word I want to use will get me banned on this fucking platform, but they're remedial with a hard fucking R. Right? Phantom Menace Else here says Drinker and Mahler's accents are good disguises for the fact that they both have the media literacy of a crack addict baby. Oh my God. Dude, the fact that Mahler, was it Mahler that was losing his mind over the lights in Doctor Strange 2? It's ridiculous, man. People who don't ever work in fucking movies, people don't ever fucking have written anything. I mean, listen, I could probably go to Chat GTP right now and come up with a prompt that is better than the Critical Drinker's weird wannabe like fucking, military propaganda bullshit, and like crank out a better looking ebook in no time flat. Yeah, the good old traditional family values lines. Yeah, never. It's ridiculous, man. We're in the golden age of horror right now. We're in the golden age of fucking horror. And horror is largely based around, guess what? Queer representation. Representation, fear of the other. All right? There's a lot. Like, if you look at horror is largely based around the LGBT community. Right? Good luck trying to explain that to these fucking idiots, because they're not going to fucking get it. They're not going to fucking understand it. It's going to go right over their head, and they're just going to see, what? You telling me that Freddy versus like the Friday the 13th is woke now? Old as bullshit, guys. It's a woman, the final girl trope is something that they don't understand. They don't understand the final girl trope. And if they ever decide to look at it, like I can't even like make the claim that they're going to look at it critically, because they don't know how to do that. It's just lost upon them. It's something that they literally shut down at. I mean, have you ever actually tried to analyze a Ryan Kinnell video? He just knows how to like really get those beady little eyes to roll back in his head and turn black like a fucking shark before an attack, and then just come out and say stupid shit. Right? But the audience, they go, man, yeah, Ryan, alpha male, fuck, yeah, women bad, minorities bad, that's what they do. And then he just comes out there and does that shit, and they get all worked up like, yeah, fuck, the ruin on their goddamn childhood, burn the gays. I mean, that's the next evolutionary phase on this, fuck. Let's be fucking fair. Let's be fucking fair. That's where they want to go with this shit. Also, I'm getting really worked up here. I don't know why. Anyway. Sorry. It's yeah, I got a little bit fucking heated up there. Max is here. Where the fuck were you, by the way? You're like, you canceled your own show and you didn't even tell your audience. You had to have RJ do it. Anyway. But yes, I'm giving you some hot takes tonight. All right. Let's see. We got a $10 super chat from Command Unit, man. Thank you. Saying, I have to say the 40K community is not some right-wing toxic swap. There is one, but it's surprisingly not that large. Being a UKIP, UKIP, not UKIP. Gotta fucking do all that. With kids being indoctrinated from birth, is decently diverse. Hold on. It depends. Okay. So like where the UK is now, I mean, there's a lot of people who really don't like what's happening in the UK in regards to diversity and elements of indoctrination, if you will. I'm not going to dive into those politics. I just think it's funny that you say UKIP and I immediately saw UKIP. And if you know what happened to UKIP, it's pretty fucking funny. But that being said, it's like, I don't look at 4K at Warhammer as being like inherently fascist. Like, yeah, there are fascist elements of it, but it's like, but almost all elements of military is fascism in one way or another. You know what I mean? So like, that's kind of how I view it. But if the story's cool and the characters are cool, like you can have an interesting conversation there. But, and we're going to get a lot of that with Henry. So thank you very much. That Spherical Commander says Nat's chest is sore. Nah, that was fine. I was only tapping it like I'm doing drums. I'm fine. Then Rational for $2. Thank you, buddy. Says, have you seen the trailer for Kids versus Aliens? I haven't. I have not, but I want to see it. I know that just came out. Let's see. Fandom NSLs says, Ryan Kindle's videos are just nonstop, incoherent waffling with no thought or analysis whatsoever. Give him just the slightest pushback on Twitter and he'll swear up a storm. I mean, like, he follows me, but like, he doesn't ever want to engage with me. It's really funny. But yeah, a lot of those guys are like that. Gary here says the final girl would be called a Mary Sue and Woke. Now, exactly. CJH here for 2 Canadian. Thanks, buddy. Says the prequels predicted the world today in a way. I mean, no, well, you got to understand, in Star Wars, time is cyclical. Events are cyclical, but that does reflect the real world, where if we don't learn from our mistakes, we are bound and doomed to repeat it. So yes, that would be considered cyclical. I think you're right. You have a point there. Definitely. All right. So yeah, here's the thing. Rational, send me the trailer for Kids versus Aliens, or somebody send me the trailer for that, and we'll watch it at the end here. Cause I know we're like 30 minutes in. I haven't gotten to the stuff yet. Command Unit here says, it's influenced by Starship Troopers book and Dune. It's fascist inspired. Granted, they wanted a universe for a wargaming board game with endless war. I mean, yeah, I get that, right? When you have your starships that are basically just like giant floating cathedrals, and there's like a whole bunch of like religious shit, that kind of feels like, right? I get it, man. I get it. And like the Heinlein book of Starship Troopers was like way different than the movie. I love the goddamn movie. The movie's fucking perfect in my opinion. It was quite entertaining. Thank you. Glad you liked that. You thought that was a jerk off noise. If I was making a jerk off noise, you would know it, because it'd be like something like that. That was like, no. All right. CJH here says they're already calling Lord of the Rings woke now. I mean, they were calling the Rings of Power woke. And I was really like worried about that show going into it. I'm like, oh my God, please don't be bad. And H. Bartz and I, man, we talked about it all the time. We both fucking adored Rings of Power. So, and I think a lot of people got over to that as well. So I think that's kind of where we're going to find ourselves. Like, they can call whatever they want woke, but I think the general audience is maybe starting to kind of like figure it out. Wait, they're going after the Peter Jackson movies now? For what? What are they calling woke? The only, I mean, look, I would argue that really the only kind of woke element in like Fellowship was fucking Arwen, and that was a big thing back in 2001, man. I'm just saying, yeah, the word woke has lost its meaning. The term woke isn't even grammatically correct. It is. Let's see. Spherical Manor says, willing to bet that someone in Hollywood is trying to get Starship Troopers rebooted. They keep making movies. They've done like at least, I think, 4 live action films and like 1 animated. And like, it's still never captured the spirit of Verhoeven and what he did with the original. Like I don't know what's going on with that one there. Garrick for 5. Thank you very much. But he says, which Ubisoft franchise would make a good movie? Rayman, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, Watch Dogs, or Rabbids? Watch Dogs. I think Watch Dogs 1, with the Aiden Pierce storyline was really good. I really enjoyed that quite a bit. Loved Watch Dogs 2 story. I really did. I really enjoyed the story of Watch Dogs 2. Problem with Watch Dogs 2 that it never really seemed to work well with me or sit well with me was the fact that with Marcus's character, like, he just would kill without any problem. Like, Aiden, you kind of understand why he'll kill. It makes sense. Like, he's on a revenge mission. But like the weapons that they give you that you're allowed to 3D print or purchase in Watch Dogs 2, like, you can just, take anybody out literally without any care. And I just thought that was a little bit weird. Splinter Cell would be a cool franchise, especially if they did Pandora Tomorrow, which I really enjoyed. Rabbids is actually already an animated show on Netflix. Ghost Recon would be dope. And also they just said Chad Stileski is going to be directing Michael B. Jordan in Rainbow Six movie for Amazon. So when I say that Amazon is very much playing to an older boomer audience, of predominantly white men. That's what it is. And I'm not wrong on that either. So there's that there. All right, let me just play catch up here. HBarts says Watch Dogs, like other Ubisoft franchises, is that they don't keep the protagonist past one game. It effing sucks. Yeah, I agree, dude. I mean, man, I was really hyped for Legion. I think the story in Legion's pretty good, but I was playing on permadeath and I ended up losing a couple of my really, 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 really good operative because the game glitched. I ended up losing my good operative. I was pissed about that. And I just haven't wanted to go back in and finish Legion. I just haven't. But I am still working on The Witcher and I'm getting closer. I'm like level 24 in The Witcher Wild Hunt. I still haven't gone to Skellige yet, but I'm working on it. If you do The Witcher, I did a mission in The Witcher today that was like really cool, like about tracking down a serial killer and like legitimately surprised me with who the villain was. I was like, wow, there's some really good missions in The Witcher 3. Good stuff there. Garrick for 10, buddy. Thank you so much. Asking which Valve franchise would be a good movie? Left 4 Dead, Portal, Half-Life, Counter-Strike, or Team Fortress? For one, Half-Life, dude, not even a question, would make an excellent site, like an excellent Amazon show. I don't want to say Netflix. I'd say Amazon. Or an HBO show. I think Half-Life would be, you could do Half-Life as a movie 100%, but I think it would do okay as a show. Like 4 episodes, right? Like a miniseries. Portal would be a good movie. Left 4 Dead would be a good movie. Counter-Strike, you could turn Counter-Strike into a story, but like there's not really much one there, and of course Team Fortress, I think would be good as an animated kind of like tongue-in-cheek movie. You know what I mean? Like there'd be a lot of satire there. I think that'd be pretty good. But I think, man, Valve would be great. I would love it if we actually got, we got more out of them. Rational says J.J. Abrams wanted to do a Portal film. What happened to that? I don't know. Did he finally realize the cake is a lie? H-Bars here says Cavill beating The Witcher 3 times is impressive. I only played it once and debate replaying it since it's so long. Dude, it's so long. Like Rational gifted me a copy of Dying Light 2 and it's installed. It's on my Xbox dashboard. And I'm just so far into The Witcher, I don't want to like deviate and go to another game. And then I'm looking at I watch a lot of videos on Hogwarts Legacy because like the game's coming out, and I'm like, ooh, I want to get it. Despite all the, we're gonna do an actual deep dive into Hogwarts Legacy one of these days, from what's going on with all that. But man, it's like I want to play that game, and I'm like, I'm just gonna probably have to wait for a while. So. Anyway, let's see here. Ryan says, I know Gary Schwartz personally. He voiced Heavy Weapons guy in TF2. Cool, man. Command Unit here for 5. Thank you, buddy. Says, Arma 3 Contact DLC story needs to be adapted into a TV series or film. I mean, like, that's the Alien one, right? It looks interesting. I mean, you can do a pretty decent alien invasion story. You know what I mean? Like, I just did the audio commentary on, what's it called? On Battle LA, right? And that's kind of like, kind of like a little bit like Call of Duty, maybe a little Arma, type situation going on there. Pretty good. I really enjoyed the film and stuff. By the way, guys, just because I need to kind of shill my own stuff here real quick. I am going to be launching the new episode about The Mist. That's going to be popping up on Wednesday. And so that's going to be the next episode dropping. But I also decided to finally create a blog for it. So I created a Tumblr. Yeah, it's a Tumblr. I just like the format better than WordPress. WordPress confuses me, frustrates me, and they want to charge me way too much just to use it. So you can go to podiocommentary.tumblr.com. I'm going to be getting a custom domain here. And check out this website will be coming. I got like a little thing here on prisoners and then the schedule for what's coming. So I'm just kind of adding to it as we go along. It's just the blog. It's just going to be something fun to keep up with because I really want to turn Podio commentary into something that's great because I really do love it. I really like doing it, and I got a lot planned for it. So thank you. Garrick here for 5. Ooh, okay, here's a question here. Good or bad idea? Paul Verhoeven directing a Deus Ex movie. Man, good idea. Good idea. Yeah, good idea. But it would have to be Deus Ex or Invisible War. Right? The other two that they did, Mankind Divided, was it what was it? It was like, I gotta play those again, by the way. Those were good. I never beat Mankind Divided. What was the first one? Human something or another? That was good. And I beat that, and I really enjoyed that. But Mankind Divided, I need to play again. I need to finish it. I didn't finish it. I think doing like Deus Ex would be very interesting if you played as JC Denton. I think that would be like a very kind of tongue-in-cheek approach to society. A bit of satire there, but also a bit of cyberpunk. This is going to sound kind of weird, right? But like, I think like, I think a James Cameron written, if I was going to pick anyone to do Deus Ex, I think James Cameron writing and directing. All right. I think James Cameron writing and directing would be the best. But as for Paul Verhoeven, yes, go watch, like, dude, fucking RoboCop, Total Recall, and Starship Troopers. And you're going to get a lot of the same vibes out of what that could be. Just a little bit darker. I'd love to see Deus Ex brought up. It's Human Revolution. Thank you. Let's see here. Cool Guy says the first In Search of was great. Make the sequel about the ducks. He's talking about my movie. Are you talking about the geese? The geese in my movie? That was fun. That was definitely fun. The geese. Did a lot with the geese on that one. Oh my gosh. So, all right. Let's see here. I wanted to show you guys something actually. So I did actually respond. So if I brought him up before, but Viewer Anon is, he's like one of the insiders, right? Works in Hollywood and stuff. And so he was talking about, I think he was talking about like, what was he talking about here? He's like, Missing isn't as good as Searching, one of my favorite movies of 2018, but it's a fun, twisty little thriller, the perfect lazy Sunday afternoon kind of movie. And I said, I'm telling you, watch my movie In Search of. It's something you might enjoy for 72 minutes and free to watch. And I linked to it, obviously. And I do this. I send this to Jason Blum every once in a while, but I was really surprised that like Viewer Anon liked it. Like, I'm like, cool, man. If Viewer Anon checks out my movie, that'd be great. I'd be very happy with that. So thank you. H Bars here says James Cameron could do Horizon Zero Dawn. That'd be pretty good. Geek Prime asking, who would I like to direct the Mass Effect series? Mass Effect. Who could do a good Mass Effect job? Man. I kind of feel like there's a lot of people who could do a good Mass Effect. Mass Effect is very political on top of being action heavy. So, I think John McTiernan could do a good Mass Effect, if you want my honest opinion. I think he could make a fun Mass Effect. Also, man, like maybe Joseph Kosinski could do it as well, right? After handling like Tron and Oblivion and whatnot, there could be some stuff there. I have to really think about that one. Command unit here for 10. Thank you. A U.S. Army linguist during a NATO training mission in the fictional country of Livonia gets thrust into a first contact scenario, forcing him to deal with the hostile locals, bandits, Russians, and the U.S. Army. Oh, that's a really interesting That's an interesting thing right there. That'd be interesting. Is that the plot line of the Contact DLC? Yeah, someone should turn that into a movie. Oh yeah. Thank you very much for that, buddy. H Barts here says, In Search of is a masterpiece. In Search of inspired the Bible. Fuck you, dude. I mean, I love my movie. It's a terrible movie, but I love it. I can't hate it. I can never hate my movie. Nerdy Mastermind here says Mass Effect is already happening as a TV series at Prime. Is it though? Is it? I haven't heard anything on that one. I know Dragon Age, as CJH brings up here, just did the animated show on Netflix, and like no one's talking about it, right? Like with Arcane and like Castlevania, people lost their fucking shit. The Dragon Age, you figure would do really did nothing out of that. It got bad reviews too. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it gets canceled. Garrick here says, who should do a directed Doom reboot? I hate to say this person, but I think Zack Snyder could do it. I think he could. Let's see. But Jacob here says Netflix should get Zack to do a Gears of War movie. And I've said that when they first made the announcement. Absolutely. Zack Snyder, Dave Bautista, fucking Gears of War movie would be where it's at, dude. 100%. CJH. Yeah, there's a trailer on there. I'll drop the link in the chat there if you want to check it out. iso-themovie.com. There is a trailer there. I'd play it, but I'm just going to get like a fucking annoying content thing. So there's that. Let's see. So let's see here. I'm going to tell the IT guy at HBO Max to upload In Search Of in the horror section. Do it. I'd be okay with that. 100%, man. I think Doom reboot should just be should have Doomslayer. It should, yeah. I think it'd be great to see like a bunch of there's a lot of directors out there, and it's like some you would think would do well, some you may not think. Like I think a Mass Effect, like maybe Mass Effect could be done by the Russos or something. But then again, like Sam Hargrave, who did Extraction and the upcoming Extraction 2, could also do some pretty, like he could do a good action-based series. You know, there's a lot going on there. The 4-hour cut of In Search Of. Here's the thing, no. What, like, it's only, my movie's only 72 minutes. In Search Of is only 72 minutes long. There's no deleted scenes. Like, everything is in that movie, right? Everything is in that movie. Even the really shitty post-credit scene that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I put in there as kind of a fuck you. There's that. HWAD here says, people are saying Microsoft made ChatGPT charge $42 a month. I've seen that stuff floating around. I've seen that the Chat GTP $42 a month thing. That's a little bit like too rich for my blood, but apparently a free version is still going to remain. So I'm just going to keep with the free version though. But if they make it like, if they can integrate it with the internet, that would be unstoppable. But for right now, I don't need anything else. I can just do like, can do a thing. Well, you know what's funny, Ralph? You know what's funny is you talk about making In Search Of a franchise. Do you want to? Did I ever tell you the In Search Of wasn't the original title of? Well, actually, it was a title for another movie I was working on, another idea that I had. It was called In Search Of the ISO Killer, and what that was is it was going to be about a group of documentarians in college that are shooting like an environmentalist documentary for a contest. Right? They want to win a contest. It's, whatever, scholarship shit, whatever. And then they end up interviewing a guy that they think is like the primary suspect as a serial killer known as the In Search Of killer, who goes on dating profiles like, Craigslist, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, whatever, meets people and then kills them, right? Like that's his MO. And so they think that it's him, and they realize that there's like a $50,000 reward for his capture. So they get the idea, hey, why don't we film ourselves, like document ourselves tracking this guy down, proving that he's the killer, and then getting the reward money as well as being able to like sell the documentary and make millions. And so they decide to do that. But as they start investigating this guy, he catches on to who they are. And then he starts going after them one by one. So it's an idea that I still would love to make. I need to write it down. I need to finish writing it down. But I've had that idea since I was in college, which was 2007 was when I graduated. So 16 years now I've had that idea. And who knows, maybe I'll put together a package and I'll do a Kickstarter, and I'll be like, hey guys, you want to support it? Who knows? Maybe that will happen. It would be better if he was gay. There you go. In Search Of 3, the search for more money. There you go. In Search Of 2, still searching. That's Yeah, that's actually like a sequel to Eat, Pray, Love. That one right there. Anthony asking, do I do I want a Hitman reboot movie or a TV show? I want a TV show. Because like Hitman is not an action movie. You know what I mean? Hitman is not an action franchise. It's like, yeah, there's action in it, but it's a puzzle franchise, right? It's a puzzle franchise. It takes a lot of time. Nerdy Mastermind here says Hitman TV series is already happening at Hulu from Derek Kolstad, who wrote the first 3 John Wick films. Oh, cool, man. I mean, yeah, the John Wick movies are kind of like that. They're kind of like that. That'd be okay. Let's see. What was that project you wanted to work on with the haunted place? Which one was that one? I'd have to think. I have a lot of ideas. There's a lot there I can do. Me personally, I just want to do like point of view found footage movies, man. Like that's it. Like low budget, just interesting character studies. So, you see, Keji here says, I could see that done as a TV show. Like you get your show's Monster of the Week, but it would have an Assassination of the Week. I mean, that would be a lot of money to do it like that. I think having each mission be a season where he has to conduct the investigation and he's got to get in there and figure the whole things out. So that'd be pretty good. The one we did at the theater. Yeah, I don't know. That thing, it's been over. God, it's been 12 years since we shot it. So it's on a hard drive somewhere, man. I'm just not really on speaking terms with those guys anymore. So I would love to do it though. I would love to do it. I'd love to find out. Did I watch that 90s show yet? I haven't. I need to. It's been okay. So like one of my kids got sick. So like there's been that. And then my other one has been like really needy. And I've just been tired, guys. Like, I don't get it. What's going on? It's like the weather here has been so all over the place. It's just crazy. So, all right, why don't we talk about at least like the first thing I wanted to cover tonight? Because we're already like an hour in, and it is a school night. So Avatar 2 has now crossed $2 billion. $2 billion worldwide, with $500 million here in the United States here. So it says here, thanks to legs on Christmas holdovers, Avatar: The Way of Water and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish and Megan running to 73.2 million. The box office in 2023 is surging to an estimated 514.7 million for the January 1st through 22nd period, a plus 39% over last year. Avatar landed a 6th weekend of 19.7 million, which could get it to become the 7th best 6th frame ever. I don't know what the fuck that even means. This is the thing I hate about Hollywood reporting, right? It's like it landed a 6th weekend of 20 million, which could get it to become the 7th best 6th frame ever. This is an actual term that somebody wrote. You know what I mean? Like it's deadline and it's definitely meant for like the industry and whatnot, but it's done well. It's done 597.9 million. So basically $600 million domestic and 2.024 billion worldwide, which is great. It's great. And it's going to stay in China for a little bit longer, as well as Disney getting other movies in China as well, which is, good, bad, or the other. What's great about this, though, it's even better than Avatar 2 cracking that massive number is the fact that Puss in Boots 2 in weekend number 5 is got 11.5 million, down 21% for a running total of $126 million domestic. Right now, we were talking about that the other day with RJ, and basically saying like, the movie Puss in Boots, it was bad of Universal to drop it on, a PVOD, but it's still holding. Even Megan is holding, and both of those are fucking Universals, right? Yeah, Phantom NSL's here. Says, speaking of box office, it's insane how good the word of mouth for Puss in Boots has been. Second place with 12 million and only 7% drop from opening weekend on its 6 week. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. The thing is though, like, and that's so weird about that movie is it's really resonating with adults. Like my eldest, loves the first movie, loves the TV show on Netflix. This new movie scares her. It's intense for a kid, right? It's really intense, but I really wonder if they just said, fuck it, let's just let him go full bore, and it's so good. But it's like everyone I've talked to about Puss in Boots 2 has been like, holy shit, it's amazing, and it's definitely a classic. And I'm sorry, the ending of that movie, man, the ending of that movie gets a huge smile on my face. And I'm very excited to see what they do next. I've always enjoyed it, man. I've always loved that shit. So Anthony here says, everyone was saying that Avatar 2 didn't have an impact. Yeah. Again, my 5-year-old today, we were talking with my dad, and I was telling my dad, I'm like, oh, hey, did you hear that Avatar 2 cracked $2 billion? And he's like, oh, yeah. Because, he's a huge Avatar fan. And then my daughter just goes, I love Avatar. And she does. Like, we've watched the first movie on Disney Plus. She, the 5-year-old, right? Like, she really likes it. We have watched clips from number 2, and I've watched a bunch of videos, like, explaining, like, Kiri and the Na'vi and whatever, the Metakayan tribe, all that stuff. And she'll watch these videos, and so she's, like, really into Avatar. And I showed her a bunch of screenshots from Avatar, and she's like, oh, Avatar. So she knows what it is. And she really, really, really likes what she's seen. So I'm like, listen, the younger kids I think are going to grow up like looking at Avatar the same way a lot of us grew up looking at fucking Star Wars. They're just going to be excited by it. But they really enjoy it. Let's see here. HWAD says the adults were kids when Shrek came out. I mean, I was 19 when the first Shrek came out. So there's that. Phantom SLs says it's been so amazing to see adults come around and throw the support around this movie. The animation industry really needs this. Oh, 100%. I almost feel like it's kind of a big fuck you to it's almost a big fuck you to David Zaslav, to be fair. Blessing asking, do you wonder when we're going to get Shrek 5? I think there's going to be an announcement after Kung Fu Panda 4. But the fact that Kung Fu Panda is still living on Netflix with Jack Black voicing Kung Fu Panda, voicing Po, is still really good. I love the Kung Fu Panda movies, man. So like, I think I feel my honest opinion, I think Disney does a great job with animation, dude, but DreamWorks gets slept on a lot. I'm sorry, The Croods is a solid franchise. All right. Mastermind was a fun ass movie. How to Train Your Dragon. Dude, they did 3 movies and like at least 1 6-season TV show on top of like other little specials where the main guy who voiced Hiccup, I forget his name right now. I should know who he is. I've only been watching him on TV for 20 years. But like, Bussell, Jay Bussell, that's his name. Anyway, it's been good. So, there's all that shit. Nerdy Mastermind here says, missed unbrushed hair herself, Grace Randolph, is using Avatar 2 as some new box office benchmark, ignoring the evolution of the industry. Movies cracking $2 billion is extremely rare, not the norm. Oh yeah, considering the fact that like $1 billion of Avatar 2's gross has come from 3D screenings. So like, yeah, right? I don't know, but Grace says things. Todd here, $20, buddy, 20. Thank you so much. Jarbo, do you think Disney will release another Star Wars movie anytime soon? Because besides Mando and Andor and the new Jedi show, Star Wars show not doing great, I'm curious your thoughts, and please sing Piano Man right now. Okay, for one, I don't know this. I know I'm aware of the song Piano Man. I know that it's Elton John. I'm not a really big Elton John fan, so I don't know, quote unquote, know the song Piano Man. So no, I'm not going to sing that. Stop, stop it. But as for your question, which by the way, thank you, Disney has to release a Star Wars movie sometime soon. So the reason why is because while Mando is their big show for Disney Plus, and let's be fair, it is. for original content. You can't count The Simpsons, you can't count Bluey because those premiere elsewhere. But Mando, that's their big one. That's their baby, especially Baby Yoda, which is why they made the mistake of bringing him and Mando back together in Book of Boba Fett. Undermined the emotional, ending of season 2 and whatever. Like that's my nitpick. Okay. It's a nitpick. But Disney Plus is like losing like $3 billion a year. It's not earning the money that they want, even though they're still doing pretty well with it. So yeah, they got to put a Star Wars movie in theaters. And there's the talk that Damon Lindelof's movie is going to start filming here pretty soon. They, as far as I know, haven't vacated the December 2023 release date. I know that Rogue Squadron isn't there, but as far as I know, they haven't, unless they did do, and I just didn't see it, they haven't vacated that release date. So maybe they've been shooting something. I mean, maybe they shot something with Mando that they could turn into a movie. I don't know. I think they should put Mando on the big screen. I think that's what they should focus on. This fucking episode 10 shit should not be a thing. Let's keep in the sequel era. Let's not do that. You don't have to do that. You can go back and look. I'm telling you, like the sweet spot is between A New Hope and Empire or Empire and, and Jedi, man. Like that's like 5 years post that with Mando has been great, but man, like we still watch movies about World War II, even though we know the outcome of World War fucking II. We still enjoy movies set in that time period because of the mystique of it, because of the craziness of it, how it was all chaotic, how it was all just right? Like all that shit. We still watch content based around World War II. People still love it. We all know the outcome, right? But it's the intricacies of those stories. It's the minute characters that played a bigger part. Andor, I think, is an amazing show that we already know where it's going, but I can't wait to see how it gets there. It's like Rogue One is an amazing movie, but we know how it ends, and I still love to rewatch it despite that. It's okay to have finite endings. It's okay to do stuff leading up to the finite ending. The problem, though, is franchises, and the problem is that a lot of people are really fearful of franchises, and that's kind of where we are. But yeah, man, that's crazy. What did I say? I said, Megamind, not Mastermind. Thank you for correcting me. The Incredibles, I'm pretty sure was DreamWorks. No, The Incredibles is the largest untapped property that fucking, Billy. Okay, here we go. See, Piano Man is Billy Joel. I don't even fucking know. Right? Right. I'm just saying. All right. You know what? I'm getting it wrong. You guys are correcting me in the chat. All right. You guys are correcting me in the chat. Okay. I don't fucking know this shit. All right. Right? I don't fucking know. I thought it was Elton John. Because he has a piano. Because he has a piano, right? Doesn't that seem to just make sense? That the guy who rocks a piano all the time would have a song called Piano Man? Oh, no, he does Rocket Man, right? He does Rocket Man. That's what it is, right? Yeah, okay. I didn't listen to this shit, dude. I didn't listen. I'm not a big Billy Joel fan. I'm not a big... So many of you guys right now in the chat are like, you fucking piece of shit. You fucking don't know who goddamn Billy Joel is. Oh, motherfucker. All right. There we go. Okay. For 10, thank you, buddy. Being a hardcore 40K fan and a hardcore fan of Star Wars are completely different things. I'm still considered somewhat of a casual fan, and I've read more than 70 books. 40K is the of cyber. Dude, that is a statement, my guy. That's a statement right there. 40K is the Islamicide. Can I fucking can I throw that like on a shirt, right? Just 40 Warhammer 40K is the Islamicide. Dude, that's brilliant. That's fucking brilliant. Oh god, I'm dying, you fuckers, man. Oh shit. H-Bart's here says Andor is the only Star Wars show I gave up on. You monster. You monster. You have to do it. You have to finish it. You plus here because he's got pain. Spherical Man says, I'm surprised he didn't say Liberace. I mean, like, totally before my time, dude. Totally before my time. Kadeem Gomez asks, with the Razzie nominations announced today, do you think Morbius should sweep every award? I didn't know the Razzies were announced. We'll have to look at that a little bit later. Not tonight, because it's getting late. But no, Morbius should, yes. It should be Morbin time. Always. Peter Rabbit's Defender here for 400 THB, which is 20. Thank you so much, Peter. Says, can we all agree that the Razzie is now becoming a joke since 2019? 2018 was the last time that they did right for nominated Jen Law and Darren Aronofsky for Mother, but they never touch garbages like what is the BNTB remake? Beauty and the Beast remake, right? That wasn't great. And then also, it says here, they didn't even have a ball to nominate Dark Phoenix for Worst Picture, Worst Actress for Sophie Turner, Worst Actor for Michael Fassbender, and Worst Supporting Actress for Jen Law. Instead, they were punishing Jessica Chastain. She was the least problematic in that mess. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing with that is like, I don't disagree with you, like about Jennifer Lawrence, like at all. She fucking phoned that role in like crazy. Sophie Turner wasn't great, but no, I'm gonna push back on Michael Fassbender. All right, like I just love him as Magneto, so that's the thing. And it was still better than Apocalypse, so that. But I get what you're trying to say there. But thank you for that. And also says here, this year they almost got it right, punishing Blonde. And I'm glad Ana de Armas didn't get Worst Actress nom. She doesn't deserve to be the new Elizabeth Berkley. But at least her stardom is still safe. I mean, okay. So the thing with, that's a fucking, by the way, if you don't know what he's talking about there with the Elizabeth Berkley line, that is a Showgirls reference right there. That's a deep 25-year reference. Showgirls dropped in 97, I think 96, 97. That's old. But that kind of killed Elizabeth Berkley's career. So much so she didn't really do anything until the reboot of Saved by the Bell, which was also just recently canceled by Peacock, and no one really talked about it. But she wanted to go and do something, dark and edgy and NC-17 to prove that she wasn't just a teen actress, and it borked her career. And that was Verhoeven, and I'm a big Verhoeven fan. And I don't even hate Showgirls. It's like not a terrible movie, but it was like, it was a lot. And Ana de Armas is already, Blonde. I guess I should say this. Blonde coming out to Netflix and not having a wide theatrical release probably is what saved her. Because at this point, we know that like a bad movie can go to streaming and it's not going to destroy someone's career. Also, Ana de Armas is like, she was nominated for awards. She was around in the award circuit recently, but like she was also shooting The Ballerina, which is the spinoff of John Wick. And she's in a lot of other stuff. So like Elizabeth Berkley at the time was trying to get the springboard off of Saved by the Bell by working with the director of RoboCop and Basic Instinct and Total Recall and Starship Troopers. Like he had 4 bangers that he had done. And then it's like, this is going to be the big one. This is going to be the big erotic movie that a lot of people want to see. It's going to launch, it's like when fucking John Stamos did that one adult film. Like, I don't say adult as in porn. I mean adult as in like a drama back in like the late 80s, early 90s or whatever. And it just bombed, but just, is there also He says here, but they snubbed David O. Russell's Amsterdam as a whole, and this is the true garbage of 2022. Can't believe Disney asked them to destroy Zemeckis' Pinocchio, but not Amsterdam, and I'm losing my mind. I didn't see Amsterdam, and I didn't see Zemeckis' Pinocchio. I saw the ending of Zemeckis' Pinocchio, and I just didn't like it. But it's like, it's Zemeckis. He hasn't really had his touch in a while. So, but I'm also never going to fully attack Zemeckis because I still love him as a filmmaker, even though like he's kind of lost his touch, I think. Look, if he were to team up again with like Spielberg producing something that he was directing, I think it'd work out pretty well. But, it is what it is on that one there. But Amsterdam makes sense because it was a big write down for the studio. I think it was also, wasn't that a holdover from wasn't that a holdover from Fox or something like that? I don't know. Also, fuck David O. Russell, really. But yeah, I don't know. And I finally hear you say Amsterdam should get Razzies nom for worst picture, worst director, worst 4DOR. What is 4DOR? Worst actor for Christian Bale, worst actress Margot Robbie, worst actor for Rami Malek and Chris Rock, and worst actress for Taylor Swift. See, now I just want to watch Amsterdam, right? I want to see how bad it is. Because the trailer looked good, right? The trailer looked good. Hold on. Mo here says, it's 11 at night. It's still early. Kids go to school, dude. I talk about that all the time. My kids go to school. What are you talking about? That's why it's getting late. But man, yeah, I got to look at, I didn't even know the Razzies came out. Tomorrow night, we'll go through the Razzies. We'll look at the Razzies tomorrow night, but thank you very much for all that, man. DOR is David O. Russell. Okay. Thanks. But even David O. Russell hasn't like had a real big one in a while. You know what I mean? Mo, I'm not a kid. My kids are kids. I still have to be, why the fuck are we even talking about this? Music Mania says, is David O. Russell guilty of anything? Also, Christian Bale can't turn in a bad performance. Just like, what was the problem with Amsterdam? I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on with Amsterdam. I have not seen it, so, but I said the trailer looked solid. Margot Robbie, Christian Bale, John David Washington, Rami Malek, Chris Rock, a lot of other people were in the movie. Like, what's going on with that thing? And then it's just not great or what? Like, I don't know. All right. I'm just muting Mo for right now. He knows he's just being a troll. I don't want to deal with it. All right. So let's see. Amsterdam is a good movie. Black Adam is a worse movie by a factor of 10. I mean, yeah, was Black Adam given a Razzie at all? I'm just kind of curious on that one myself. But all right. So here's the thing. Because it is, we're getting close to the hour and a half mark. Let's talk about sell Zack Snyder, Justice League, whatever. Sell Snyderverse to Netflix, okay? Because we know that they're doing a big event on the 14th of February of this year. So in a couple weeks, they're doing a big event, 3 weeks now. But today they did something a little bit different. They're trying, I don't know if they're trying to like figure things out or if they're trying to like, put things through. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know what it is they are trying to do. But I do know that they are trying to, play the high card here, right? I just want to start off with this. So this is a tweet from Sil commenting on an image here between Ben, Mr. Everts, who likes to make fun of the Snyderverse, and the people who milk it for clicks, right? And Mark Hughes, this is the guy who wrote the op-ed for Forbes that we looked at and laughed at. All right, it says, "Oh, fuck off with your childishness. Go do some articles on fan casting or the latest BS rumor. That'll get instantly debunked. Find something else to cry about that you think nobody should talk about while you milk lazy, boring nonsense for fan bait clicks." But says the guy who was like, yeah, no, it would be a good idea if they sold, licensed Zack Snyder's Justice League over to Netflix, right? But then still here comes in with this fucking holier than thou high road bullshit. So this is why the Cell movement is trying to make sure that we are separated from negative, childish, supposed Snyder fans like this. Thankfully, multiple journalists clearly see the intent of Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix, and we all just need to stay the course because our activity is working. Like, what I love is that they lie to themselves about all this stuff, right? I love that they lie to themselves. Yeah, I agree with Peter Rabbit here. Ben is a good guy. Okay? But that's kind of the whole weird thing about it is they've got to start gaslighting themselves about the behavior of their friends. So they actually hold on, I go back to this one here. So Skywalker is really trying to run this thing. Now listen, I'm not going to knock what we see in this video, but I wanted to share it with you guys. This is an 8-minute compilation. This is why I was 10 minutes late. I was putting this together real quick. Okay. This is what they're trying to do. So we're just going to give it a watch, and see what they say. Okay. I do see your super chat there, command unit. We will get to that there in a sec.
What's up? It's your boy Skywalker the Jedi here, tapping in with y'all to let y'all know that hashtag sales ZSJL to Netflix needs to be a success because we need a conclusion to the greatest comic book movie story ever told, right? We need to make that global phenomenon that first one was an even bigger success for the conclusion of the story. Netflix, we would love for it to happen on your platform. Your subscriber base wants it. Let's make it happen, yo. Happy Sunday, trending day 214.
What's up? Sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell Snyderverse to Netflix. This could be a very similar deal to Marvel Studios and Sony for Spider-Man movies. Everyone can win. Warner Brothers is open for business. They need to save money and they still want to make money. This could work for them. Netflix is showing a willingness to spend big money for quality content. That's why Netflix is a streaming king. You already saw what Zack Snyder did worldwide with Army of the Dead on Netflix. Imagine what he's about to do with Rebel Moon in 2023. The ball's in Netflix court to step up. Shout out to Cell Nation. We out.
Oh, sorry. He doesn't talk for the first couple seconds, but Netflix, Rebel Moon and Army of the Dead are original properties. I really feel like that gets overlooked. Right. I really feel like that gets overlooked on that one there. Plus she asking, are you going to upload the compilation separately? I mean, I could. I haven't. I mean, I could probably drop the link somewhere or whatever. I don't know. But if people want it, I could do it probably. I just slapped this together in like a few minutes. But, when we talk about how licensing works in Hollywood, when we talk about how much money like these companies spend, like none of these guys get it. Plus you here says Netflix is willing to spend big money on random garbage. That's how they ruin their rep. I mean, kinda, right? Blessing here says this feels like a cult meme trying to recruit me. Kinda. Yeah. Here we go. Let's keep going.
Necron here. I just want to throw my support to the Snyderverse to Netflix campaign. I cannot wait to see this story arc concluded. Netflix, you already got Zach there working in the building, so it makes perfect sense if you guys just figure out the money and get this over on your channel, on your network, I should say, and conclude the story because this is going to be amazing to see. Let's go.
Hey, this is Jeffrey here, and I wanted to voice my support for Netflix to license Zack Snyder's Justice League. I am a huge fan of your content over on Netflix. Can't wait for you to finish what you did for the creators of Cobra Kai with helping them out. And also can't wait for Rebel Moon. And I think you licensing Zack Snyder's Justice League would be a huge his story for you to finish. So, hashtag sell Zack Snyder's Justice League.
So here, real quick here. The thing with Cobra Kai is Cobra Kai had originally licensed the show over to YouTube. All right. But it's not produced through YouTube. It's produced through Sony Pictures Television. So that's why they were able to make the deal with Sony in order to bring over Cobra Kai back over to bring it over to Netflix and go from there. The thing is like, yeah, you know, Warner Brothers Pictures obviously is the one that has the rights to the movies, and DC Films and all that stuff has the rights to the movies. But that's kind of the whole thing. Sorry, Blessing. I saw your Jesus. Anyway, it's there's so much that these guys don't get. It's like, I feel bad, like making fun of them a little bit. I'm not making fun of Jeffrey here. I have nothing against Jeffrey. He's a nice guy, but it's just like, you can see that like, this is the cope. This is the cope. And it's kind of freaky.
What up, Netflix? A lot of DC fans are sad right now because we're not going to get the conclusion to the greatest comic book story ever told. But luckily, you have the very director of that comic book story already on your platform, Zack Snyder. So please, finish off the Snyderverse on your platform. Your subscriber base will be through the roof. Hashtag sell ZSJL to Netflix.
Now, the thing with that's Batdan, and Batdan once impersonated me in Max's channel, which I thought was pretty funny, and then DM me later to apologize for it. He unblocked me, DM'd me to apologize, and then blocked me again. So that's pretty funny. But additionally, it's like that guy also, like when we talk about the severity of the cult, when we talk about the severity of all this shit, you have to remember, like, someone like Batdan just recently was like going through, I like, as far as I saw this on Twitter, he was like talking about having like really bad like mental health problems as a result of just feeling lost because Henry Cavill is gone, right? And like Ben isn't coming back, and Gal is probably on her way out after Shazam 2. And what bugs me about all this shit is that like his crew of people fucking know how he feels about this, but they don't care to ever like actually like stop and try to like help him get, you know, to cope, to go through the stages of grief, to actually like come to terms with everything. But no, they keep pushing more nonsense, which is going to keep getting people like him worked up and completely like, you know, destroyed when it doesn't happen. And that's it's sad, man. It's really, 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 really sad. But Blessing here says, I mean, the first step in acceptance is denial. That's true. But dude, how long are they going to be in denial for? Right? This is bargaining, right? This phase right here, this is bargaining though. So we're getting closer to acceptance, but this sell Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix is bargaining. So there we go. We're making our way through the list.
What's going on, Netflix? It's your boy Fizzles here from Real Talk Productions. I'm doing this video in hopes that you guys can license the rights of Zack Snyder's Justice League from WBD. We have been hashtagging sell ZSJL to Netflix. I love the way you guys tell your stories. I am so hyped for Rebel Moon. So please give him the welcome he deserves. Welcome back and bring Zack Snyder's Justice League home. Love ya.
Good afternoon, this is Osa Fresh, and I, amongst many fans, are requesting you, Netflix, to license out the Snyderverse from WBD. Zack Snyder's Justice League was a global phenomenon, and we'd like to see more. So that's why we're campaigning hashtag sell ZSJL to Netflix and hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Hope you have a good day.
Hi Netflix, it's Marcus. I've been a loyal subscriber for over 20 years, and we're asking that you consider licensing the Snyderverse from Warner Brothers. We've been hashtagging sell Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix and to sell Snyderverse to Netflix. I hope you consider this, and I hope to see great content from you in the future. Thank you for your consideration. Bye.
Hello everyone, this is El Calavero from Mexico. Solo para aprovechar la convocatoria de Skywalker y pedirle a Netflix de la manera más cordial y más amable que nos permita seguir viendo el Snyderverse de ese fabuloso director Zack Snyder y del cual queremos ver su continuidad. Saludos.
Hey everybody at Netflix, my name is HWAD. I've been your subscriber since Netflix came to my country, which is Croatia, and I want to let you know that I'm a big fan of Zack Snyder and his movies, one of them being Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and of course the big phenomena Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I wanted to take this opportunity to ask you to continue his vision and to appreciate the universe he has created. And thank you for your time. See you.
So it's like, the thing is though, so right off the bat, like some of these guys, they just genuinely want to see it. And I can't feel like, I can't mock them for that, because I get they genuinely want to see it. I understand that. You know, it's just like, what are they going to do when like it doesn't happen? That's the thing. That's the fucking thing. Let's keep going.
Hashtag sell ZSJL to Netflix. Hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix. What those hashtags mean to the...
Sorry. Did you guys catch that? He had to like bring up Netflix in order to get the sound. Sorry, I thought that was pretty funny.
This new movement is that in one unified voice, the fandom is aiming their messaging, aiming their desires, their wants, aiming their dollar in the direction of Netflix. Why? Well, because Zack Snyder has made a home at Netflix, and Netflix has made it quite clear that they appreciate what Zack Snyder brings to cinema. We've seen that with the Army of the Dead franchise that they're helping to cultivate on their platform. We've seen the success of that. And we've also seen recently the love that they've shown to the newest franchise that Zack Snyder's creating called Rebel Moon. We know that Netflix appreciates Zack Snyder as much as we, the fans, do. So we're just asking Netflix one question. Can you please get the licensing so that Zack Snyder can continue the Snyderverse on your platform, Netflix? Because that would be awesome.
So they're asking Netflix, can you please put up $3 to $4 billion so we can finally watch these movies that we desperately want to see? That's really what it would be. You're looking at licensing Batman, Superman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Flash, all right? Cyborg, fucking Lex Luthor, fucking Deathstroke, fucking Mara, fucking whoever, Joker, Jared Leto. You all these characters that they gotta license in order to get this thing, and then get like Warner's on board to take care of it. It's just it's really weird when you start like look, just Jesus Christ, how bad it gets with these guys. But then we're getting close to the end here. There's only a couple more left, but I give credit to the good Austin here for the for how the video looks.
What's up, everybody? This is the good Austin, putting my 30 seconds in for hashtag sell ZSJL to Netflix, hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix. And the reason why this is going to be successful, this movement is different, because we're positive and we have no negativity, No baggage, no trauma, no nothing. We just want to see the end of this story. That's it. That's it. Make your money, make us happy, and we'll see y'all down.
Hello everyone, this is Aubryon. I would just like to say to Netflix that hashtag sells ZSJL to Netflix needs to be a success, because there is a substantial amount of data that supports the fact that there is an audience out there that wants to see how the story ends, to the vision that Zack Snyder established a decade ago. We would also love to see these actors take on the roles again, and to see the characters reach their full potential as they were meant to be. So if you could make that happen, that would be amazing, and we'd be extremely grateful.
What up, everyone? It's Trey of the Bat
This is the
channel on
last one.
YouTube, and I humbly request that Netflix purchases the licensing rights from Warner Brothers for DC's Snyderverse. Netflix, I don't have to tell you guys that there is a large demand to see Zack Snyder finish his incredible story, and you know the community will be there to back him up, as we made Army of the Dead one of Netflix's top 10 films upon release. So please, hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Thank you for your consideration.
So the last guy here, when I first saw this, I didn't realize that like there was the effect that was bleeding through. I thought he was just like either he had a lot of dandruff or he was like spitting at the camera. Tony here says none of these are DC fans. I mean, maybe, but they're not really like, I don't know. Like they ain't as big as, there's not as many of them as they believe. Marcus here says, yeah, Netflix, forget all the death threats and harassment and loss of profits. I mean, that is the other side of that too, right? There is the other side of that where it's like Netflix is clearly aware of Zack Snyder's fucking fandom. They are absolutely aware of that. They know it because they see it, it like brought over from, whatever, man, like fucking Army of the Dead. But then again, I think what people tend to forget is like Zack Snyder is a known filmmaker and has been around for quite some time before Army of the Dead came out. So yeah, people were going to check it out, and they were pumping out a lot of movies in 2021 from big name directors. And even Red Notice, and yeah, I'm going to go by talking about The Rock. Even Red Notice, I think did like just a few million more people watched Red Notice than Army of the Dead. So that's another factor people tend to forget, right? And a lot of these guys don't even know how to read the data. So let's see here. This is delusional, super positive, zero negativity mindset. It's the same kind of all gas, no brakes bullshit that led to the creation and downfall of the Fire Island Festival. I mean, are you saying, McLeod? Are you saying that it's possible that we might get our hands on some stuff? Or we might get our hands on a fire festival sort of situation, huh? Anything could happen. Let me see. I want to make sure I get this one here. All right. So anyway, a couple more quick things. I did see a comment there from who was it? There we go. Spherical Manor says, where was Zod's video and Mikey's and that British dude Matt likes to do impersonations of? It's right, man. Fuck Savage Bat, mate. I looked actually. Savage Bat didn't make a video. I think he did a live stream though. Zod did not make a video at all, and Mikey didn't make a video either. But Mikey, he did talk about a little bit of it over here on Geekosity. I just found this one here. And this is weird right here. This actually came out today. Article from I haven't read the article yet. So it says James Gunn leaving impatient fans frustrated with DC's slate. Wait, the month still has like 8 days left to go, 9 days left to go. Tony asking, why can't they just realize that it's over? Because that would admit defeat. That's kind of where things are at with this, right? That it doesn't admit defeat. They can't admit defeat. It destroys their identity. They don't have anything else otherwise. So, saying here that James Gunn is leaving impatient fans frustrated as they wait for his DC slate after giving Henry Cavill his walking papers to Superman. James Gunn crushed many DC followers. In fact, a number of them already campaigned for his firing. Without a doubt, he began his job as DC Studio CEO, or in the worst way. Yeah, but the thing is, he also knew he was going to take that hit. Like, do you think it wasn't something that was like, that they were just like completely unaware of? Nobody wanted the job. Nobody wanted the job to take over as head of DC Studios when it was still DC Films. They wanted Azar to take over. They wanted to be its own vertical to report directly to David Zaslav. That's what they wanted. And nobody wanted the gig. So Peter Safran and James Gunn basically were like, yeah, we can pimp you. We got ideas and whatnot. They probably pitched an idea to David Zaslav talking about, like, you know, lower budget movies that can have a greater impact with connection to streaming and things like that. And Zaslav is going to trust them and probably stay the fuck out of their way as much as he possibly can, because they're taking on a gig that nobody else wants to take on. So they'll take the online heat, but they know at the end of the day, they're going to have support from the higher ups, and that's what they need. So the fans that are just like, oh my God, if you listen to the way Mikey writes about this, it's almost like James Gunn personally, like, pissed in his Cheerios, you know? Anyway. And then again, this next passage here is even more cope. On the contrary, when Warner Brothers Pictures Group co-chairperson Michael DeLuca replaced former DC chief Walter Hamada, hope filled the air. After all, DeLuca pressed forward with Keanu Reeves' Constantine 2. We all thought that project was dead. Instead, DeLuca breathed new life into it. No one ever thought about Constantine 2. That was not a thing. Look, I want it too. I want Francis Lawrence and Keanu to come back. Give me Rachel Weisz. Give me Shia LaBeouf. Give me back Peter Stormare's death. Hell yeah. 100%. Tilda Swinton back into the role as well. I love it. I'm all there for it. All right. I'm all there for it. But the thing is, though, is, unlike Max bringing up the articles, I'm actually here to tear it apart. Max is like, it could be true. He knows that it's not. But that's the thing there. It's like, no one was campaigning for Constantine 2. It had been since 2005. In the subsequent 15, 16 years, Matt fucking Ryan had come on into the role, got the one season at NBC, that got canceled. He ended up moving over to Legends of Tomorrow and voicing the character in animated features. Holy fucking shit, Batman. The DC fandom wanted Matt Ryan to continue the role as fucking Constantine. When news was circulating around about J.J. Abrams trying to do a race swapped version of Constantine, nobody was on board with that. Nobody was happy with that. And thankfully it got canceled. That's the thing is, like, dude, the fandom already knew who they wanted. This is like completely obfuscating all of that shit. Because again, look, this, I'm telling you guys, I'm sorry, this is no longer reporting. GeekosityMag.com isn't reporting. This is literal ball swallowing propaganda for a bunch of fucking YouTube idiots. Like, that's the greatest part of this. GeekosityMag.com, which, you know, used to be I don't know what the fuck you want to call it, right? Now it's literally just propaganda for morons. Why? How much money is Mikey making off of this? That's my real question to this point. How much money is he making to continuously lie to these people? It's kind of crazy. A little crazy. Anyway. Furthermore, DeLuca approved Henry Cavill's post-credit cameo in Black Adam. In addition, he pressed forward with Cavill in Man of Steel 2. Cavill would fight Brainiac in the sequel. I scooped that on October 26, 2022. Frequent Zack Snyder collaborator Charles Roven would return to produce it. Charles Roven, by the way, how old is this motherfucker? Because I think that comes into account as well. Charles Roven is currently 73 years old. All right. Like, he's an active producer, but let's be fucking fair on this one. They were looking for a writer. They never found a writer. We don't know the deal of how it all came to be. We know that if they were going to bring back Henry Cavill in Man of Steel 2, he was going to want more creative control, something that, you know, they probably promised him in order to do the two cameos for Black Adam and The Flash, paying him $500,000, $250 a pop. right? But again, as I kept saying, when the Henry Cavill cameo was confirmed and when we saw it, that it wasn't going to move the needle, as sad as that was, I was right. I was right. And I love how all of that gets completely ignored. Not that I was right. He doesn't need to write about me. But the fact that Mikey here's like, oh, I scooped it that this was going to happen. Oh, you scooped it, did you? You scooped it a couple days after the movie came out and after the movie, failed to fucking deliver. Right? The movie did well opening weekend, $67 million. They were hoping for like 90 million, and then it was estimated to be in the 50s, and it got up to whatever. It did better than what they had established. And then it was number one for 3 weeks in a row, obviously, but it still failed to launch internationally, and it failed to launch domestically in a way that would be seen as a good way to recoup the fucking amount of money that it cost to finish that goddamn film. So yeah, it went away, went bye-bye. By December 17th, 2022, James Gunn ended development on Man of Steel 2. In other words, goodbye, Cavill. Hello, unknown young actor. Oh, gee, wow. And then you got this one here. Ben Affleck's Batman joined Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. Yeah. Okay. What's funny is, who was it? Momoa, actually, I think said in an interview yesterday that he is hopeful that the Michael Keaton scenes will end up back in The Flash. And I think that right now where things are probably going to be what happens. Because all it says here is Ben Affleck's Batman joined Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. The fuck does that even have to do with the price of tea in China? Right? It was a one-day walk-on shoot. Like, what the fuck? They needed a shot with Batman, so they put in a different Batman. There's no other context there. There's no other explanation. Just as Ben Affleck's Batman joined Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. Like, Jesus, did you forget a step? And then restore the Snyderverse? Certainly. It was headed in that direction. In fact, the Hollywood Reporter said, in fact, the current leadership team at Warner Brothers Pictures, Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy, did desire one more go-around with the Snyderverse heroes, possibly even having another Justice League movie with those actors. Yeah, and that would have been cool. That would have been cool, but guess what? Way too much fucking money. Way too much fucking money, right? So that's what we have to remember here, guys. Peter Rabbit's Defender for another 20. Thank you, buddy. Says, as much as I want Ayer Cut 2 to happen so badly, I would love to see Snyderverse to continue, but sell Zack Snyder Justice League to Netflix is a very stupid idea. Netflix is in worst time right now. Especially they lost BP2 Apple plus at Oscars won Razzie. They lost Black. What is BP2 at Apple and Oscars? Like, I feel like I'm reading a cipher. And then also Zack Snyder fans should support Rebel Moon. Yes, 100%. And they are. And the truth of the matter is they are. They are supporting it. And I totally believe that. Best picture. Okay. Best picture. Okay. I don't always know what you mean by that one, buddy, but thank you. Thank you very much. Let's finish it up to here. Okay. So, thus Zack Snyder became the only missing piece. No, Zack Snyder is gone, dude. Zack Snyder's gone. Now, however, after less than 2 months at DC Studios, Gunn wiped the Snyderverse off the menu. He threw Gal Gadot's future in doubt. Jason Momoa might switch to Lobo. Suddenly, those Hamada burgers might be more delicious in comparison. By the way, the Hamada burger, total, well, no, I'm not going to say it. Anyway, look at this here. During James Gunn's Order 66 at DC, wow, what fucking bullshit is that? He teased the ridiculous likes of Batmite. Yeah, he teased it in fucking Peacemaker too, man. Like, do you not know that James Gunn has a sense of humor? Have you ever actually watched his content? And then once again, Shazam star Zachary Levi blamed Snyder for the lack of DC success. And as we talked about that, I'll just bring that up once again. We talked about that. And what that really is what he actually says here, right? Again, just to show it here. Zachary actually says, actual quote here, just because I like people in the back to know, Mikey's full of fucking shit. So I would say be patient, give them some space and some time to try to make something special. And I think that DC deserves to have something. I think that's something DC deserves to have, and something that Zach tried to do and it just didn't ultimately materialize. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that blaming Zack Snyder for the lack of success? Right. Once again, we disproved this the other day when we looked at this, right? When we talked about the situation, we absolutely we called that out as like, no, he never said that. But again, Mikey is so disingenuously full of shit. Like, it's getting to be so bad. It's getting to be so fucking bad, you guys, because it's disprovable nonsense. It's fucking foul, right? Like, this is, I mean, look, I don't want to sit there and say slander. I think that, whatever, libel, because it's written, but it's still, this is a lie. This is a lie. This is a provable lie. And it's putting the onus of a lie on Zachary Levi, which could technically, it's a bit defamatory, and it's a fucking provable lie. His own website disproves it. It's just, but he keeps running with it. Cause let's be fair. Like, no one really reads this shit anymore. In the meantime, DC Disciples waited for Gunn's plans, but where was his MCU-like calendar? TikTok. In November, Gunn explained he'd spill the beans in the next 2 months. December arrived, but Santa Claus did not. Again, why would he? No one expected it to happen before. What the fuck? December arrived, but Santa Claus did not? Dude, the fuck are you babbling about? All right, perhaps Gunn waited for his white beard to get longer. He spent his time discrediting everyone from geek sites to establish Hollywood trades. In other words, he James Gunned what he felt was fake news without offering any of his in return. Why would he? He's still developing it, but he's trying to manage and maintain expectation. This is bullshit. This is the whole thing with fucking scoopers, man. Right? Look at this here. Without offering any, what kind of fucking entitlement is this shit? Right? Like, this is some serious grade A goddamn entitlement. It's pathetic. It's literally pathetic. And like, I'd like to say that Mikey knows better, but he doesn't. Here we go. So thus, it's no surprise that people are turning angsty, which is funny because that's just an anagram for nasty, by the way. Right? He's trying to whitewash it, but it's really an anagram for nasty. YouTube personality Sil Abdul compiled some of the Twitter exchanges between James Gunn and various folks. When are you dropping your plan? One asked. The month is almost over. Gunn replied, it's not even 2/3 over yet. Another pointed out James is January 20th, and James responds, correct, still January. Yeah. There's 31 days in the month of January. It being the 20th is still technically accurate of it not being 2/3 of the way over yet. Almost there, but But this is not an argument, guys. This is not a fucking argument here. All right, like, Sil found some tweets. Why are they sending me over before the fucking end of the month of January? Well, January is not over yet, is it, Sparky? No, it's not. You got a couple more days to wait. Better have your fucking Ovaltine and chill the fuck out a little bit. Fuck my goddamn asshole, dude. This is bad. Like, this is so fucking bad. All right. Someone told me the other day that they think that Mikey's watching my streams. Mikey, if you're watching this, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, literally, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it's stupid here. Hilarious. Too bad Gunn Suicide Squad wasn't as funny as this. Jesus. Granted, Gunn has a point. The month hasn't finished yet, but he's still completing his homework while swimming through thousands of Twitter tags. Right. He pops on Twitter for a couple minutes a day. You know what, though? What, do you expect him to work 24 hours a day just to give you content? I mean, the dude's got a new wife. He's got another big budget movie to finish, a plan to outline, hundreds of actors to cast, a lot of work to be done. So he blows off a couple minutes of steam on Twitter. And apparently that's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah, Blesinger says he's confirmed time after time that we're getting some news this month. I know, 100%. But it's not fast enough, which is why they're pushing this whole sell Zack Snyder bullshit to fucking Netflix. Now, what can we expect from Gunn's list? Actually, not much. Without a doubt, Lobo is likely on it. Momoa teased it again, celebrating on video like a Super Bowl champ. He either won $1 billion lotto or Peter Safran and James Gunn's DC Studios gave him a Lobo movie. Well, maybe that happened. Maybe not. Who knows? Gunn himself downplayed any shockers from the upcoming announcement, especially involving Superman. He said, casting as is always the case with me, or as is almost always the case with me, will happen after the script is finished or close to finished, and it isn't. We'll announce a few things in the not too long, but the casting of Superman won't be one of them. Therefore, lower your expectations for now. Dude, he like literally took the job November 1st. It's been less than 3 months, and you expect him to have the script for Superman done, to go through the process of being vetted by the rest of the studio, right? And then coming on in, doing the camera test with what's going to be hundreds, if not thousands of actors to play the role of Superman, to also play the role of Clark Kent, who can run the duology of characters. And then you want it done. You want it done. Fucking whatever. It's just bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Peter Rabbit's here. Thank you very much. Says, yo, Momoa didn't marry to Isa Gonzalez yet. I mean, he just got divorced from, was it Lisa Monet? Whatever. So I don't think he's in the process of getting married again, but he might be dating her. I have no idea. So Keji says, we're nearing the end of January and we haven't heard anything about that first slate. Yeah. And we'll get it when we get it. I don't even care if we get it now. DC's got 4 movies to release this year. All right. 4 movies to release. Releasing the information right now about what's going to be the future slate of stuff, like if it works to help push investors, which would be the only reason to give that information. All right, but I'll tell you guys this. There's something else apparently that's happening. That's apparently happening when it comes to Mr. Sutton. Came across this tweet tonight. Pop culture minefield. This guy's a fucking weirdo. Says a huge Mikey Sutton one at Geekosity Mag has some big news for TGIF this Friday. Biggest scoop to date. We already know what it is, but can't say anything except it's huge. Tom Connors and Andre are sitting on the news as well. And then Tom Connors is like, I am? And he's like, go read the messages in our group chat on Facebook with Mikey. You guys realize that like Mikey Sutton has absolutely fucking, when we were talking, shat on Midnight's Edge so fucking much. They were like wanting to go on there. He didn't want to go on there. He was asking me, what do you think of these guys? I was telling him the truth. He would laugh at Doomcock. They were friends with Doomcock at the time. He would dunk on him constantly. Right. But then now he's in a Facebook group chat with them. Because you know what it is? They blow smoke up his fucking keister. They blow smoke up his keister. They cradle the balls and they fucking swallow the juice. You know what I mean? That's what it boils down to, guys. So, yeah, no, this at the end of January. They're going to probably do it at the end of January, man. Like, you know, just let it happen when it's going to happen. It's just kind of ridiculous. Tony here's right. These clowns don't realize this is a process. It takes time. Exactly. Spherical Manor says, well, if Gunn would quit spending his time on Twitter and get this new phase rolled out. I know. You got to love it. You got to love it. You got to love it. You got to really appreciate how crazy some of these people are. Like legitimately. Like I don't want to make fun of them too much because like I think there's literal brain damage that's taking place there. I think there's like literal brain damage that has taken place. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that they have to feel that they have to act a certain way, right? While claiming toxic positivity. Oh no, there's no negativity here, folks. But we're just going to continuously slyly shit on James Gunn while we beg Netflix to drop a few $1 billion on a property they don't even fucking want. And like I said, if anyone brings up weren't they interested in it before, we trace that back to a Lightcast and Cultured Nerd video where Cultured Nerd was saying it. So no, there was never, ever any interest from Netflix into Zack Snyder's Justice League. And so at this point, it ain't gonna fucking work. It just ain't gonna fucking work, man. Fucking crazy, dude. Absolutely. Fucking bonkers and a half. But it is where we find ourselves, folks. It is where we find ourselves. So there's that. So a couple of orders of business to kind of round out before we go. By the way, there are, I'm just going to drop it because I am pushing the Podio commentary because, I want to get 1,000 subs and I want to make it, so like I said before, there's the lineup for January. Do I have the lineup for February? Do I have that image here saved? I don't think I do. Let me go grab that real quick. So one of the things, guys, that I've been doing is I've been trying to keep to a schedule, right? I'm trying to keep to a schedule with everything. So with Podio commentary, obviously the Mist drops on Wednesday. And then we've also got the upcoming slate for podcast episodes are going to be for February. Feb 1st is the Book of Eli. Feb 8th is Silent Hill. Feb 15th, My Bloody Valentine. Feb 22nd is Running Man. A lot of love on the Running Man. A lot of people are excited for the Running Man conversation, and I am too. So March, I'm currently sorting out that I've got it's a 5-week month. I'll probably be raffling away or, doing a contest for a fan suggestion to do for 1 week out of the month. And the reason why, and that would just be subscribe to the channel sort of thing to do it. And then I'll pick one, and go and we'll do an episode. The Patreon has a new perks. There's new tiers on that as well. And one of them is if, you can become a perk to suggest, episodes. That's the thing. But here's a big thing, guys. And for a couple of you out there, I haven't talked about this yet, really publicly. But for April, I'm going to do a bit of a theme. All right. Thought it would be kind of funny, especially for some of you out there, Anime April. So I will talk about 4 anime movies during the month of April. Now, here's the thing. I've got Your Name is one of them because my good friend Taylor Richard sent me a copy of that and he's been hounding me to watch it. So I said I would do it. I was going to do it for Valentine's Day, but My Bloody Valentine was one. I think it's going to work out better. And then I'm going to do Final Fantasy Spirits Within, which is actually one of the original Podio commentaries I was going to do. And I got 2 more to do. Now I'm debate. I don't know. This is where I'm a little bit kind of concerned. I don't quite know necessarily where to go with that specifically. I could do Miyazaki because I've seen, I could watch Spirited Away or Princess Mononoke or something that I've already seen before. Jess here says Pompo the Cinephile. I have to go and look to see whether or not there's a history there I can pull from, right? I gotta there's stuff to that. Ryan here says start with Spirited Away. I do love Spirited Away, by the way. Right. Yeah. I know you guys think I'm some kind of anime fucking leper, whatever. But no. I mean, I do love Spirited Away. It is amazing. And I do actually have a copy of it around here somewhere. So there's that. But it is, yeah. So we'll do an anime month. We'll do theme months as time goes on. I don't know. Maybe next February will be found footage February or something. Not every year, obviously, because there's a lot going on. But I'm in this for the long haul. All right. I am absolutely in Podio commentary for the long haul. So we'll do that. H-Bar's here. Can I pay you $50 for a movie to watch? You can on the Patreon. There's actually a top tier for that. It's the Kevin Feige tier. Watch how. No, I'm not. No, Roman. I don't like Howl's Moving Castle. I do not like it. H-Bar's anime. Yeah. Look, man, Final Fantasy Spirits Within. I like that movie. It's such an interesting story. Dude, okay, here's the thing, H-Bars. Did you know that movie killed the studio? It was so expensive and it killed the studio. All right. So you gotta watch it. It's yeah. I'm just saying, here's the thing. You guys know I'm not really big into anime, but as I think about this and as I want to build this community out to do this kind of stuff, I want you guys are anime fans. We'll check it out. I'll do some stuff that way. So we'll figure some stuff out. If there's some good movies, maybe I like violent movies. Okay. Is there an Attack on Titan movie that's got a good backstory I can look up shit on? Send me some suggestions. We can go from there. There's a Discord link in the video description if you want to join the Discord. That's a good way to get to me directly on that one there. But we got Peter Abbas Defender here for another 10. Thank you, buddy. Says, do you think how long that Chris Gore has given a platform to Eric Weber and Nerdrotic? We all know that Nerd still has access is because of Gore, and many people still hate Eric Weber, and he still has got access from Gore too. So, okay, so like Chris Gore and Eric Weber have, in my opinion, very much pushed like the right-wing conspiracy nonsense. They're not as crazy as Nerdrotic, but they also don't want to go and and use as many dog whistles as they do, right? I would recommend if you want to get a better idea of what I kind of think right now, the whole thing happening between Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, Daily Wire, all that shit kind of shows that as well. Like Steven Crowder offered ungodly amounts of money to go over to Daily Wire, but he's upset that he can't do the racist shit. All right. They don't want him to, they want him to do the racist shit, but they want him to keep it like under, they want him to keep it on the down low and whatever. And he doesn't want to do that because that's where he makes a lot of his stuff. So like Nerdrotic is kind of like that, where he wants to do the over the top racist shit because that's what he is. He's an over the top racist and a bigot and a misogynist and a sexist and all that shit. Personal opinion. And so then you've got like Chris Gore is there as well, but he keeps it very down low because he lives and works in LA. And Eric Weber's kind of the same way. So they're going to push those boundaries a little bit by hanging out with Nerdrotic, by trying to get in on that audience without being as extreme as someone like there, but they have access. And that's what Nerdrotic and those guys all want. They want access. But I do think though, that with the whole situation involving like Friday Night Tights being the big push, they want to get picked up by someone like Daily Wire. They want to get picked up by whatever Steven Crowder is doing next with his network, or maybe InfoWars. Like they want to be legitimized. Chris Gore and Eric Weber, they've got more legitimate. They're more legitimate than like someone like me, but they're largely not liked. Not to say that I am either. I'm very, whatever. But it's like, so there's that. And so as a result of all that, it's a weird, complicated mess of a system, but that's kind of how I see it. But anyway, yeah, thanks for that one there. Did I miss another super chat? I thought I got all the super chats, buddy. I'm sorry. No, I got to that one, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, we spent time on that one there. Keep in mind, Jarbo does not like what the fuck endings. I do not like what the fuck endings. I really don't. But that being said, I am going to go see Infinity Pool. So could I do Hostel 3? Dude, I couldn't even watch like Hostel 2. No, I did. I watched part of Hostel 2. I didn't know they made Hostel 3. So, no, I got your super chat. HBar's here says, I take Daily Wire's side against Crowder, even though they're both shit. You know what? I do too. I mean, I don't believe that like Ben Shapiro is as principled as he thinks he is, but there's that. So, all right, we got a couple things here to watch before I can go to bed finally. This is from Command Unit here. What's this one called? This is Evangelion opening, but it's actually Warhammer anime. Okay. All right, well, let's see what this is. Oh, here comes the copyright claim. All right. I'll fully admit that was actually pretty cool. All right, for a mashup between Neon Genesis and that. Now, I have seen part of Neon Genesis. I think I got like a couple episodes in. Didn't really grab me, but I recognized the music quite a bit. All right. So, okay. And then also, this is what Ryan Hartwell had asked for us to check out. So it's a Lackadaisy is, I don't know, it's a trailer. Don't know anything about this one. Real quick here. This is, says, it seems that the Night Court reboot is working. You know, I need to watch it. Is it on Hulu? Whatever. I don't know. Idea trailer park suggestions for the 4th anime slot. Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, I guess. Well, what do you mean? Like we'll do an anime trailer park and then go from there. That would be the fucking. What was that one that Ryan showed me that was like, what if a nuclear bomb, like talking about the nuclear bomb and the atomic bomb in like Nagasaki or Hiroshima? That was fucking dark. So, yeah, a lot of like, I know a lot of you guys like aren't super into the Warhammer stuff, and it's like, trust me. Oh, it's on Peacock, motherfucker. All right, I get that though. Warhammer's interesting. It's difficult. I put out a tweet. I'll show you guys this real quick. I put out a tweet. I think it was like yesterday or whatever. And I was all like, I was like, here, it's been recommended to me that I start making YouTube videos on Warhammer 40K. Right. And like, the 5,000 views on the tweet, right? 32 likes, 1 retweet here. And then someone's here, do you play Warhammer or just want to look at the lore? And I'm like, I do not play. I was just joking around, but my channel's biggest supporter is a huge fan, and he pays me to watch 40K vids, which is true. And he's just like, I started playing with my son during quarantine and reading the lore. A drug addiction would be cheaper. I mean, and that's like, that is kind of accurate, right? Like this stuff gets expensive, like, okay, well, there's no shortage of videos. So the first video is in 2030, like, for the Emperor. Like, some people, this guy here was great. No, please, Matt, as an old beardy boy, I'm begging you, we've enough Americans shitting up the lore and setting. Unless you are working with art or ABP people with knowledge and passion for the universe, try Battletech. You gotta love it. No, just don't. I mean, like, it's pretty funny how some people get about that. Like, look, honestly, I would never get into that one because of that. Let's see here. Jess says, how about we show you an abridged anime series? I mean, I want to keep the movies just because that's like, it's in my wheelhouse for that. It's the shows get a little daunting after a while. So, but we'll go from there. All right. Yes, cool. Let's watch this trailer.
Well, now the spirits are afoot. No, that is my foot. That's not what I meant. I can't see. Ah, there it is. Stop it. You ought to be. Ow!
Oh, you don't like how we play? How about you stop spectating and throw in, Chef? Or do we have to worry about you getting sentimental about old times?
You have no idea what I went through to get this.
They have very good idea.
Rather unfortunately, we were sidetracked. The vehicle has been disabled, and on the whole, the evening has not gone according to plan.
All right. You know what? That looks pretty solid. Not gonna lie, that looks pretty solid. Definitely something there worth checking out, man. Like, we'll have to, yeah. If it's online to watch, we'll have to watch it when it drops in March. Peter Abbott here for another $5. Thank you, buddy. He says, do you think What is the main reason that Blandy Pignor didn't do an interview with Max Landis? Max is quite an offensive a-hole, and he got what he deserved. I didn't know that Andy and Landis were going to have a conversation. Is this recent? I have literally no idea. So that's definitely a hell of a thing. I mean, like, you know, like Max Landis is definitely a person who has, he's got his own, he's got his own little issue, to be fair, you know, and he got canceled. Now, I don't know, he's still around, right? He still does like YouTube videos and like live streams and stuff where he is, going like where he's been going through and teaching people screenwriting. So it's crazy. But yeah, if Andy didn't do it, that's weird. That is super weird. Anime suggestion, Ninja Scroll. I've heard of Ninja Scroll. I've heard of it. I have a DVD of like Vampire Hunter D around here. I got it a long time ago. Max is still living in LA. Yeah, he's very active. Like, I guarantee you, here's the thing with Max Landis. I guarantee you Max Landis is in the same boat that Joss Whedon is in, right? Where they're getting hired to do a whole bunch of uncredited rewrites, right? They're still making money. They're just doing punch up work on scripts. Like, the thing is, that's the whole thing he's a big fan, right? Like, how do I say this? I'm getting sleepy. He's well known. His dad is Hollywood royalty. He had a huge thing going on. A lot of people are definitely going to be paying him money and shit. So I definitely feel like that's going to be a factor. So we're just gonna have to see what happens with all that, though, as time goes on. But yeah, I don't know why did Andy not talk with him? Go figure. All right. You gave me Vampire Hunter. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. And I think Ryan probably gave me that one. Yeah. You saw the fine print. Well, HBARTS, it's going to be the fine print. I actually stole that from another movie podcast, but I'll definitely, it's, we can work within that one, right? We can work within that one. Okay. So Taylor here says there's 2 Vampire Hunter D movies. All right. Yeah. Okay. That trailer. Yeah. Okay. We'll do that real quick. Sorry. Thank you for telling me. You guys know how it is. I guess towards the end of the night, my brain starts to go to mush. It's just how it goes. All right. I thought I had that trailer up, so I'm sorry. Okay. Where is that? Damn it. All right. There's that. Okay. So as Taylor was saying here, there's 2 Vampire D Hunter movies. One is from the 80s and the sequel from 2000. The sequel is much better and it does not require watching the original. The sequel is from the director of Ninja Scroll. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Stuff there to watch. Yeah, you guys are going to be hounding me over Anime April. I know that. And that's going to be good because it drives engagement. I appreciate that. All right. This is the Kids versus Aliens show. This is out now, I think, on Shudder. Right? This came out this weekend. So let's see what this is all about.
It's going to be a long one tonight, boys.
Jimmy? Who's out there?
All right, action! There's dinos dead ahead! Let's teach them how to die!
We should have a party. Keep it small and your parents won't find out, I promise.
Just one of those stupid pranks! No reason to break up the party.
that's sick. From the director of Hobo with the shotgun.
Were using
Nice.
human skin to fuel their spaceship.
I don't want my body to be alien fuel.
This means war.
Give us a fucking break already! Oh, fuck.
You wanna dance?
Fuck space.
Yo. Oh man, that looks fucking great. Yeah, bloody disgusting is doing the Lord's work when it comes to horror, man. That looks great. And of course, kids swearing. It seems like a require. You do realize that kids swear, Keji, right? Like kids swear a lot. Like they fucking hide it, dude. But they like my 5-year-old is so funny. The other day something happened and she just goes, "Oh, what the fuck?" Right? And I'm like, "Oh shit." You know, like we try to watch our language, but sometimes it happens. Right? And I'm like, "Don't say that. Say, biscuits." And she's all like, "No." And then later she's like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "No, say biscuits." And she's like, "No, what the hell?" She's 5. She picks up. Kids swear, man. Yeah, fuck space sounds fun. We all need one of those. Exactly. Kids swear more than adults. Dude, they do. I swear all the time, man. But like, I usually save it for here. So, but yeah. I mean, I get your complaint here. He says, "Yeah, I do." But at the same time, it feels more cringe at this point. I get that. I'm not going to. I understand that entirely. I do. I understand that. I feel at the same time though. It's like it's definitely a good one though. I think it's gonna be fine. But all right. Anyway, man, anyone here? You guys watched I gotta go watch The Last of Us before bed too. I gotta watch that. That's like not even an option. I'll lay in bed and watch it. Cause last week was so good. Was super good. It's a problem with like working nights and like working Sunday nights when you want to watch you want to watch television. You're like, "I just want to watch TV, goddammit." So, but all right, everybody. I think on that note, I'm gonna fuck off and go to bed. I know I saw that they quoted Bounding into Comics twice. I saw that. That's just terrible shit there. So, but anyway, guys, I'll be on tomorrow night. Thank you all very much for hanging out tonight. Thank you so much for the support. Peter Abbas Defender, my God, dude, you fucking came in like a beast. Really appreciate that, everybody. Have yourself a great evening. I'll talk to you all later, and peace out.